Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to take the political chapters, that is the chapter 10, and for the third unit test we have already completed from chapter 9 onwards. So today I am taking with you, especially for you, the chapter 10, which is the title is speaking about the role of market intermediaries. Now you might have seen that in the market, especially when you visit, you will see that different markets are actually found in the countries, and especially in your localities also you might have visited. And in my previous chapters I have already talked about the different varieties of markets that we find. Now in this chapter we will not talk about the markets, different types of markets, but we will talk about the journey of a goods that is actually starts from the paddy field or from the agriculture to the finished goods, isn't it? So that area we will be talking about. Then again, to make this a particular journey, to have this a particular journey, there are also people involved to make this production. So that is so we'll be talk about. Then again, beneficiaries, out of that, when the things are actually happening, the things will be ready, then who will be beneficiary, who will benefit more, so that one also we will talk about. And also the market. Okay, then we have got like initiatives taken by the government to reduce inequalities among the beneficiaries. Now today we have seen that there are rich people are growing in the numbers, and also you can see the poor people also growing in the numbers. Now what is the reason behind that? So the government is there to control all this area, to keep the balance. So we will talk about. So let's see now, we have got here, especially when we talk about in the previous chapters, we explore about the different types of markets that we see around us. And then we have also seen that different productions are actually brought in the market, and then how this particular market is actually functioning. So now let us talk about the journey of cotton clothes. Today we are wearing cotton clothes. Most of you are actually liking to wear the cotton clothes, and the cotton clothes of course is the very good clothes in summer season, kind of like a very conducive atmosphere is created by even some clothes also. So this particular cloth, especially cotton cloth, when it is found in the market, how this cotton cloth actually comes in the market, and what is the process of this cotton cloth, very much like popular in different parts of the world even. So therefore we will talk about that. So let's see here. The journey of cotton cloth starts with the farmer cultivating cotton on their land and ends in the market. Now here one story is mentioned, that one of the farmers story. This particular farmer is perhaps he has got some sort of like a what called like a sick, or the we see that most of the farmers, they, even though they cultivate, they take a lot of pain to produce the things and all. Right from the beginning, they are all suffering, going to the sunlight, then heavy rainfall, all this, then flies, then mosquitoes. Then again you can find different creatures even found in these agricultural areas, where these farmers are actually finding themselves, they are keeping themselves in the situation, and then they are actually growing the crops and all for us. And when they bring in the market, we try to reduce and bargain, and then we don't pay them their expected amounts, and as a result, the poor farmers remains the poor, and the rich people becomes the richer in this situation. That's why the government also so far has not made any of the this laws through which this particular farmer, one who is selling this particular products, should get the sufficient amount. So that type of like a MSP also not made by the government. Therefore, when the government is claiming themselves that they have made the MSP, but it is not correct, because in every stock market, when we go, when we look for that, we don't see these things are happening. So today, for example, farmers ultimately, in the like a small market, they go and then they try to sell, and as a result, they don't get the expected prices even in the small markets. So let's see here. Here one of the person, especially farmer, his name is Ishwar. He was a very poor farmer. So his name of the village is Lasina village, that is found in Maharashtra. So what happened to him? He and his family work on his small piece of land, okay, and they grow cotton. So they are actually going to the local trader to sell their harvest. Now mentioning here in this story that they are going to sell their cotton today, and what is the result actually they will find here. So it means Iswar had to take a loan from whatever here. Now recently Iswar had to take a loan from this trader to fund the surgery of his ill wife. It means you must remember Iswar, the name of the farmer. Actually he had a wife, and then a wife is actually sick, and there is a I mean he needs the operation to this wife because she is ill. Okay, so that's why now he doesn't have money. Now what he is going to do with this one? So he also needed money to arrange for the inputs to the his farming. Then money is required both sides, to his wife for the surgery and also for the farming. So the trader took advantage of the situation. At that time the traders are very cunning. They are not even the merciful. They are taking the advantage, and they what the things spoken to him. The trader took advantage of the situation of Iswar and made him promise that he would sell his cotton. It means once the cotton will be ready to his garden, to his farm, then he has to sell to the at a price of rupees 1000 per quintal. Per quintal he has to sell 1000, so that only he can give the money. So Iswar knew that the market price of cotton is 2500 per quintal. Now see here 1500 he is at the lowest side. However, he did not have any choice but to concede to the demands of the trader. Now at the end of the 4 months long hard work and the journey of a whole day, Iswar could receive only rupees 5000 for 5 quintals of cotton. And then when he could have sold the same of rupees, then he could have got 12,500 rupees. So out of that too, Iswar gave rupees 1000 to the trader in order to pay the third installment of his loan to the trader. While going back, he thinks how his family would survive on such a meager income for months. So this is very critical situation. Now, just as Ishwar, there are thousands of farmers who toil day and night. However, they end up losing a big chunk of their income to local traders. And often farmers have to take loans from the traders for urgent needs such as inputs for cultivation, marriage in the family, treatment of family members, and a failure of crops. So like this, there are many urgency occurring in their family, and as a result they have to take the loan, and then whatever the yearly crops is harvested, all these yearly crops are actually given to the traders in a cheap price, and they don't get out of that. So like these things are happening. So now let us know from traders to merchants. From traders to merchants, how we can get. After buying cotton from the farmers, the trader sells it to the ginning mill. In the mill, the seeds of the cotton are removed, and the cotton is pressed into bales. Thereafter, the bales go to the spinning mill, where the cotton is spun into yarn and then sold to yarn dealers, and the yarn dealers then sell yarns to the merchants. So you see how this process is going on. It means from the cotton, the intact cotton or the virgin cotton is given to the one of the ginning mill, and then from there the thread is made, or the cotton was actually removed, from the cotton the seeds is removed, and then these are the process they have to go through, and then they have to sell to the other merchant. And after that what happened? Putting out of system. What is this putting out of system? Now see, merchants who buy yarns are known to have extensive contact across the country, and these contacts help them to get orders for cloth from garment industries, Once they get the orders, they distribute the work along with the purchased yarns. The work along with the purchased yarns to weavers. And the weavers then weave the yarns into the cloth and bring it back to the merchants in lieu of a small sum of money. Then this arrangement of work between the merchant and the weavers, whereby the merchant provides raw material to weavers in return for a finished product from them, is known as the putting out system. So this is the definition is mentioned so that you can get it. Now the putting out system is said to be beneficial for the weavers in two ways. Number one, it rules out the possible investment of weavers into buying raw material to weave cloth in the absence of a merchant. Secondly, it provides them with a fixed market for their finished product. So these two ways they are benefiting in fact. However, you can see that such a dependence on the merchants bring about its own share of disadvantages as well for the weavers. Now, owing to their powerful position, merchants often actually, what they do, often offer very low prices to the weavers, and the weavers spends most of their savings along with the borrowed money to set up looms. Moreover, they also spend 12 to 14 hours a day to finish the order of the merchants on a time. And however, in spirit of all this investment, they get to earn only. So a small share of the income that the merchants earns by selling the cloth to the garment factories. So this way the things are actually taking place. It means you can see putting out system when you see that here the powerful, those who are in the powerful position, they demand from especially the weavers that if suppose any kind of things are gone wrong and all, then you won't get the price and all, and they keep pressure on them so that in a cheap price, the things are actually collected from them, and they take this one and they sell to the higher, they contact with the bigger business people, and then they sell in a high price and all. And from there the buyers are buying and they are also taking and selling into a higher prices. So this way the things are actually happening. Okay, so today I will stop here. In my next video I will talk about the cooperatives and the garments factories to markets. So now you will come to know that from the field, from the agriculture, the raw materials are brought by the farmers. Then from the farmers, the traders are buying, and the traders are buying, and then it is sending to the other traders, other merchants, and from there the things are actually processing, and then finally it is going to the powerful buyers, and the powerful buyers are buying this one, and then they are selling it to the different costly, especially the region where there is a people are very rich, so such kind of areas when the things are sold, then they get the better prices. It means finally the powerful buyers are actually benefiting more. Okay, so this way things are happening. So in my next video I will talk about the cooperatives. Okay, so thank you.